Hello and welcome back. So today's conversation is about top 10 reasons why men hate marriage and why men love marriage. So before we get into the conversation, let's look at this flower. Such a beautiful flower. I love this flower. Yes, it's beautiful. Now, let's go into the conversation. So, this is a disclaimer. This is about the men who hate marriage and the men who love marriage, not necessarily all men. So, and these reasons are actually fear based also. So, we're going to list the 5 reasons why men hate marriage, and then we're going to list the 5 reasons why men love marriage. So, it's going to be a balance, okay? First, we'll get the hate out of the way, and then we'll finish with love because I love love, I love the love. So, what's the first reason why men hate marriage? The first reason men hate marriage is because they feel like maybe there's a loss of freedom or a loss of independence where they are not able to make decisions freely, to freely make decisions, and they have someone to answer to. They have to report to the control tower almost. They lose privacy. There's a loss of privacy and there's a loss of space. So, because of this loss of freedom and independence, men tend to hate marriage or they fear marriage. Yes, that's the first reason. So, now what's the second reason? Okay, the second reason is power. Because when men get married, they give up power. They lose power while the woman gains power because the woman is already powerful as it is. So the woman gain power while the men lose power because it's like a man has a bargaining chip and he would give up the bargaining chip because um, men feel like women want to get married, all women want to have a husband, and all women want to be a wife. So it's like the men have that bargaining chip. And if they were to give up that bargaining chip, then the woman then doesn't really have to do what she used to do before they got married because now that she's off the market and the man is under contract, she doesn't have to perform anymore. So the man is sometimes afraid of that because now the woman knows and the man also knows also that the woman is the only source, legally the only source where he can have physical intimacy, where he can have intercourse. She's the only source. He's not supposed to go anywhere else. So with that, the man feels that, well, she doesn't have to really perform anymore and she doesn't have to do the same things anymore because let's face it, she's off the market. So he's under contract. So then he gives up that bargaining chip and he loses power. So that's the second reason. Now, what's the third reason? The third reason is because men feel that maybe marriage may be a financial burden to where because men are supposed to be the providers. So there's this pressure to provide, and the family relies on the man to provide financially. And if the marriage fails financially, then it reflects badly on the man because he's like the container. Um, well, people are relying on him. So that may be overwhelming and it may take a toll on the man. So this is why a man would hate marriage because of the pressure to provide. Okay? Because traditionally, like I said, a man is the provider. Now, what's the fourth reason why men hate marriage? Well, the fourth reason is because men feel that maybe marriage is a trap. Like, if they are not having a pleasant marriage, like if they're not having a pleasant experience, then they may want to get out. And it may be hard for them to get out because now they're married. And marriage makes it harder for a man to just pack up and leave because he has to undo the contract, paperwork, and all that. And he may feel that he's trapped in an unpleasant marriage. So that's another reason why a man would hate marriage. And the fifth reason why men hate marriage is for the risk of divorce, the fear and the potential for divorce, because divorce can be costly. And when a man gets a divorce, he may end up paying a lot more than he's expecting, because he may end up paying child support, he may end up paying alimony, he may lose assets and money and such. So, and he also may lose the house if there's a house. And of course, the woman usually would end up getting the house because the courts are in favor of the woman getting the house, because of course women need protection and provision. And if there are children involved, of course the courts are not going to throw the woman out in the streets. So she will have the house for where she live with her children, because it's the matrimonial home. So it's the man who would most likely end up having to leave the house and go get his own house, another house, while the woman and the children stay in that house, and he pays for that house, and he also pays for his other house. So, which may become a financial burden on the man. And another thing that men must know, or they must remember, is that when a man has a house, it is no longer his house. It is the woman's house, because a woman needs protection, provision, and shelter. So she may end up getting the house. That's just the way it is. Okay, so now those are the reasons why men hate marriage, or why they fear marriage. Now we're going to explore why they love marriage. And I'm really excited to bring these reasons, to list these reasons. So we're going to explore that. So let's do it. Let's go to the love. Let's explore the love, okay? This love is good, this love is bad, this love is... So let's do it. Okay, so now we get to explore the love. I love love. So what are the reasons why men love marriage? First reason why men love marriage is because of companionship, because men and women are always being paired together. They're always in pairs, okay? They're always being paired off. So in a marriage offers that legal companionship where a man can get to spend time in his life with a committed person, and he can have that emotional support within the marriage. So this is the reason why men love marriage, the first reason. Now, the second reason why men love marriage is for the stability, because marriage offers a certain certainty, a certain stability, because the other person is not going to leave anytime soon. It's long term, and also the stability of wedlock, where if they were to have children, the children would be born in wedlock. And there is an understanding of the two people, the couple, having children together in wedlock and there's a commitment, and the man can have the children within that environment where he can build a family where it is stable, in a stable environment. And of course, that understanding, again, it's healthy for the children because the children get to be in a stable, healthy, and safe environment. So it's the stability. That's why men love marriage. So what's the third reason? The third reason that men love marriage is because of having physical intimacy with a woman and a, a committed relationship, well, in a committed marriage where it is recognized by the government, where it is legalized, it is legitimized, and also it's validated, and it feels like it is valid. Not that it's not valid, but marriage, it somehow validates the relationship. It gives the relationship more legitimacy, if if we can use that word, dare I say legitimacy. It gives it more legitimacy, and men may love that. So yes, that's the third reason. Now, what's the fourth reason? The fourth reason is because it's for men, they get to claim a woman as their own. They get to take a woman off the market and have that woman would be their woman. And that woman would not be available for any other man to claim. She is no longer available. He can say that's his wife, that's his spouse, and she's not available for anyone else to claim because she's off the market and he gets to provide for her. Okay. So that's the reason, another reason why men love marriage. Now, what's the fifth reason? Well, the fifth reason is because for some reason, men feel the need to want to rescue women from maybe a life of loneliness or from dying alone. So they feel like if they were to marry a woman, then it's like they're rescuing her from being lonely or from dying alone. Because back in the olden days, well, the old days of marriage, women used to be pressured into marriage because women were told that, oh, if they don't get married at an early age, they're going to die alone, they're going to be lonely, they're going to be spinsters. So women were pressured, they were under this pressure to hurry up and get married. So, and still till this day, men are still telling women, oh, not to be so picky because they're going to die alone, or they need to hurry up and get married, and so they won't be lonely. Little do men know that women are opting out of marriage. Women are opting into love, okay? So, but men still feel that they are rescuing women by marrying them. So, so that's another reason why men love marriage. Because back then, a woman would probably say, oh my God, I can't believe Mr. Jovial Erickson. Now we are married. He rescued me. I was going to die alone. I was so lonely. I was going to be lonely. And now he came along and he rescued me. And now I don't have to die alone. I don't have to be a spinster. I'm so grateful to Mr. Erickson for rescuing me from a life of spinsterhood. Now, I will now go make him a sandwich. So it's like back then, women needed men to rescue them from spinsterhood, from dying alone, a life of loneliness. But now it's like women, they don't care. because people are born alone and people die alone. We are born alone and we die alone. So women are not going to die alone. But men feel the need to want to rescue women from a life of loneliness and from spinsterhood and dying alone. So those are the reasons why men love marriage. And yeah, that's all I had to say without saying too much. I hope you've been inspired by this conversation. So be inspired. Bye.